So I am Roger Nichols. I am the Keysight 6G program manager, and that's a combination of learning what's going on in the market, managing our early engagement with the industry and academia and government, and also managing the promotional process for what we do in 6G. Will 6G be commercial in 2028? I heard that yesterday at the event here. So that has been a goal as it has been openly stated by the government of South Korea for a few years, and they reinforced that recently. I agree with that prediction. However, I think it will be a little bit like what we had for 5G in 2018, which was at the very late part of the year, we had the very first millimeter wave communications that went commercial here in the United States. And then it was a few months later when 3GPP compliant 5G services were launched in South Korea. And I believe that was in late March of 2019. So probably on a very small scale. I agree that 2028 could happen with the first commercial launch. I would say, and I heard a lot of that yesterday, and I agree with that, it is difficult to entice students to work on RF and microwave and telecommunication, particularly when we are competing with perhaps the more desirable areas associated with artificial intelligence and perhaps some of the non-ICT technologies that are appealing. What I have seen lately, though, gives me some degree of optimism because I have seen particularly academics changing the approach for bringing young people into RF and microwave or data comms capabilities. And I've seen a tremendous amount of success in growing the size of the undergrad populations in that space. And obviously that will feed graduate populations. Perhaps not so much engineering, but skilled labor, technicians, and that sort of thing to actually build this out. Because that is, it takes skills that require training and to some extent experience. I think that the process of bringing up skilled labor to do a lot of the hands-on work is quite a bit more difficult. And we've, to some extent, lost the recipe in that, particularly in the ICT world. And I speak more for the US there, but I think that's not unique to the US. I don't believe that's the case. I believe that the biggest challenge for 6G is the work necessary to build a feasible business model for the mobile operator. That is where the biggest concern sits today for moving to 6G because of the necessary investment they have to make in a new generation, and how to turn that into not just a revenue stream, but a revenue growth stream. And that is where many operators are struggling today. And I think the use case evolving to a viable business case for the operators is where the biggest challenge lies. I believe the technical challenges are relatively easy. I don't want to make those overly simple because certainly are large technical challenges, but the business model issue, at least in the discussions for the last year or so, has been the paramount risk.